Hey guys, it's time for question number 5. And I love this one because it's something that I've been noticing a lot lately. I'm a doctor. I'm acutely aware of how my patients' beliefs affect their health and their recovery. I'm also acutely aware of how and what I say can impact those beliefs. Do you have any advice on how I can maximize the healing power of belief while still doing my job and being honest with my patients? Well, yes. And first of all, I want to say that I am utterly fascinated about how many doctors reach out to me. A lot of doctors reach out to me. And it's fascinating to me because I see the science-minded folk really starting to bridge the gap and step into a bigger picture. The placebo effect is there for a reason. I think the next question. Oh, yeah. Her next question was, on a related note, maybe you could talk about the placebo effect. So this is 5 and 6. So I often tell the story about when I was 22 and I had my back injury. And I decided I could take my beliefs or my doctor's beliefs. And if I had taken my doctor's beliefs, I would still be lying in a bed. But I went on to do over 4,000 live comedy sword fighting stunt shows all over the world. Why? Because I took my belief and not his belief. My belief was creating, and if I took his belief, then I would believe it, and then I would be creating something different. And you say you're acutely aware of how your patients' beliefs affect their health and their recovery. And the next line, acutely aware of how what you say can impact those beliefs. The number one thing that I would say to any doctor, every doctor in the world should study neurolinguistic programming. And it sounds funny for me to say that. Every doctor in the world should study neurolinguistic programming. And the reason is because you can help alter people's belief in their healing through the words and beliefs that are coming out of their mouths. And with neurolinguistic programming, you can help change the subconscious beliefs that are stopping them from believing, right? And so you can drop in anchors and you can set things into play. And let me give you an example. I told this story before. When I was doing corporate speaking, I would go on stage and I would take somebody from the audience, the most timid person I could find, and under 5 minutes, I would teach them to crack a whip and hit targets out of my hand. Under 5 minutes, they were cracking whips, hitting targets out of my hand in front of a room full of people, and they were the most timid person I could find. What was the difference? Well, and the difference was when I brought them to the stage, I started using techniques that negated their fears. I brought them to the stage. The first thing I did was, as they come on stage, knowing they're a timid person, I first of all thanked them. Thank you so much for helping me out. It's really important, really great that you did this for me. Made them feel good about helping me. Give them somebody to put service behind or feel good about the fact that they're helping me. Then I turn to the audience and say, "Isn't she a rock star?" And I get the audience to give her love. They cheer for her before she's done a thing. So she's already feeling the love of the audience. She's already feeling that energy, right? Then when I start talking about, I start talking about fishing. I never mention whips because I know that a whip instantly causes fear in most people. They think they're going to hit themselves. They think they're going to get hurt. They think whatever. And when you take the thing and you set it out and you go, I am, just going to teach you how to cast a fishing rod. And you start talking about fishing rods. And every time, then I hand her a whip. Now, before she can think about the whip, I get the audience to make funny fish faces, right? I get her laughing and smiling at the people in the audience. And I keep saying, this is a fishing rod. It's the same gesture. Don't worry about it. I keep negating the fear, the thing that would make her fear. Then I say, choose which fish you want to catch and just cast your fishing rod. And the whip cracks because it's the same exact motion. Crack, she catches the fish, right? I say, catch another one, crack. Then I go, okay, now you've caught this. So now let's go to the next level. And I pull out a target. I hold a target in my hand. Now, I know from an empathetic position that she is now afraid she's going to hurt me. So the first thing she's got two fears. One, that she can't do it. And two, that she's going to hurt me. So the first thing I say, did you hear it crack? So you already know how to crack the whip. So you don't have to think about cracking whips anymore. All I want you to do is look right here and cast your fishing rod. But let me tell you this. I promise you're not going to hurt me. What did I just do? I took the fear of not being able to do it away because I just told her she already knew how. Then I took the fear of hurting me away by saying, I promise you're not going to hurt me. I said, just look where you want it to go and cast your fishing rod. And what happens? She looks where she wants to go. She casts her fishing rod, and they usually hit it about that close to my finger, within an inch of my finger. I've never been hit doing it. But the point was not that she did something magically cool, which she did. The point was that as a leader, as someone guiding her through, I had to realize it wasn't my healing. It wasn't my experience. It was her experience. It's their healing. So you've got to come from their perspective. What are they fearing? What are they doing? And you can sit there as a doctor and say, I don't think you're blah, 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 blah. But for every person that you've said that to, someone's proven you wrong. My doctor says, I don't think you'll ever walk again. And I could take his belief or I could take my belief. And I became a stunt man. And I did more sword fights and had the biggest physical career of anybody I know. I did over 4,000 live comedy sword fighting stunt shows, including the front lines of Iraq and Afghanistan on 6 USO tours. I did not take the doctor's belief. But as a doctor, that doctor could have said, we honestly don't know what the future holds. But the only way that we can, have a positive outcome is for us to work towards the positive outcome. Because in reality, no matter what your data says, that you have no idea what could happen. There are people who the data said absolutely this was not going to happen, and they've come back. I had a woman come to me for a healing session, and she didn't realize she was going for a healing session at the time, but when she came in, I immediately started working on her, and she called me. That was a week later. Her boyfriend showed up with a phone, and he said, "Talk to her." I said, "What's up?" She says, "What did you do to me?" I said, "What do you think I did to you?" She said, "I think you healed me." I said, "Then that's what happened." It didn't matter if it was me or anybody else. It only mattered what she thought. It only mattered what her belief was. And by putting her belief into play, she no longer had cancer when she had a diagnosis from a doctor that said she had about 6 weeks to live. So think about that. The doctor told her that. But she broke free of that cycle through her belief, through her thought, through her choosing something different, through her placebo. The placebo is just them putting faith in something, putting belief in something. And whatever you ask, you will receive if you have faith. And Joshua said, it is your faith that heals you. And so, as a doctor, thank you for taking such a noble profession, because no one becomes a doctor without wanting to help somebody. And so that's beautiful. It's beautiful that you went there. Now take it to the next level and use the science and use all the technologies that you have, but give them faith that the technologies and things that you have are going to work. Give them the possibility of something that we're not going to focus on anything negative, because we can create anything But it's just a matter of you stepping into staying positive about the outcome. That's really all you need to say. Because, as I said, you have no idea what the future will hold. No doctor does. There's not one doctor in the world who knows what the eventual outcome will be. They have leanings. They have understanding that this means my past empirical evidence shows this. But you don't know whether that one person in front of you is the one who's going to beat the odds. You don't know whether that one person in front of you is the one who's going to take faith and heal themselves. You don't know because you can't know. So all you need to know is that their faith can heal them. And it's faith in them or faith in you or faith in the medicine. It doesn't matter what they're putting faith in as long as that faith says this thing heals me. And that changes everything. So that's my answer to 5 and 6. And we're getting ready to move on to 7 here in a second. So you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye. Thank you, my friends, for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure that you've subscribed and you like it, you share it, but also comment below it. Let's get this community talking about these topics and spreading this information out far and wide so we can change the world for the better. Thank you.